Welcome to ABC Preschool, my friends. Today we're learning about apples. We begin with 5 fun facts about apples. First fact, an apple is a fruit. Second fact, apples are healthy. Third fact, apples come in many different colors. Red, green, yellow, sometimes even a pinkish color. Fact number 4, apples have fun names like Granny Smith, Pink Lady, Red Delicious. And fact number 5 is apples grow on trees. Let's talk about the different parts of an apple. Right here on the bottom, this is where the apple all began. It started as a blossom on an apple tree, and then the bees came, landed on the blossom, pollinated, and it grew into an apple. Right here at the top, this is the stem. This is where it was hooked onto the apple tree, and it got all of its nutrients from the tree so it could grow. This is the peel, the outside, and the peel comes in different colors. This one is obviously a red apple, and right here is where all the good vitamins and all the healthy parts are for you and me when we eat an apple. Inside, the part that's whitish colored, that is the flesh of an apple. In fact, let me cut a little bit off right here, and we're going to take a look and see what that looks like. All right, right here, this part right here is the flesh, the peel, the flesh, and inside here farther, that is the core, the apple core. I know some people actually eat the whole apple, even the core, but some people don't like to eat the core, so they just eat around it, yum, 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 and leave the core, the stem, and the bottom. Now I want to show you one of the favorite things for me, one of my favorite things about apples is because there's a lesson about people in this apple. Apples, as we've talked about, they come in different sizes and a little bit different shapes and different colors, just like people. But on the inside, you will always find something very, very special. Let me show you what it is. Cutting into this apple, it is where the seeds are. Always, always, always. Those seeds inside the apple core are in a star shape. Isn't that wonderful? A beautiful, beautiful star shape. And this reminds me that people, just like apples, maybe are different on the outside, and maybe some are sour and some are sweet, but on the inside, all people, just like all apples, are the same. Once upon a time, a little worm named Walter lived in a peaceful orchard. One cool autumn day, Walter noticed apples were falling from the trees and covering the grassy ground below. Just looking at those beautiful apples made Walter feel hungry. The first apple Walter came to was a green apple of a medium size. Walter nibbled for a minute and realized the apple was too sour. So he moved on. Next, he came to a large red apple. He began to nibble and soon realized this apple is no good. It had started to rot and was too soft. By now, Walter felt like he was starving. Just then, he noticed a little golden apple down the path a bit. The moment Walter tasted the delicious golden apple, Walter knew this was the apple for him. He ate and ate and ate. until he wasn't hungry anymore. The end. There are many delicious ways that we can eat apples. We can just take it like this and go and eat it like that. Or we can cut it into slices and take bites of it this way. In fact, let me just make some smaller slices right here because I'm going to do a little thing called a taste test. And I'm going to decide which way I like to eat apples the best. So here's the first way, little slices. Second way is juice. This is apple juice. Third way, apple chips. These are apple slices that have been dried. And then apple sauce and apple pie. And there are even more ways to eat an apple than these ways. We're just going to test these ways right now. So I'll start first with the apple slice. And remember, here's all that healthiness right here. So this is probably the most healthy way to eat an apple. It's a delicious, sweet apple. I like it. All right. Next, I'll test the apple juice. Have you ever had apple juice before? Yeah, you have? Even more sweet on the apple juice. All right, next, the little apple chip. It's a little bit crunchy. Sometimes I've even had apple chips where they're super crunchy, almost like a potato chip. It's good. There's a lot of flavor in there. I like that. Apple sauce. I'm guessing you probably had applesauce before, and maybe it was even in a packet, and you just kind of like sucked it up into your mouth. This one, I like to pretend it's like a slushie. I could eat it with a spoon, but I like to go like this. That's really tasty too. I don't know how I'm going to choose. All right, and then last, apple pie. Maybe you have never had apple pie before, or you didn't even know that people could make pies out of apples, but it's a really American thing to do. We like our apple pie in America. So let's see what this one tastes like. That's really good too. But I like pie. And not all children like pie. But you could try it sometime maybe. We're going to take that out. All right. Okay, now let me see. Which was my favorite today? It's going to be really hard to choose. I'll put my most favorite thing here and my least favorite thing here. I like them all, but I'm going to put them in order of which one I like the most. And for today, I am going to put apple slices as number one way. That's the way I like to eat the apple the best. Then I'm going to put apple chips next. Then apple pie. I'll put that as number 3, apple pie. So I have apple slices, apple chips, apple pie, and then I'm down to apple juice and apple sauce. I don't know. I'm going to maybe go like this. Apple sauce and then apple juice. Have you ever tried to eat an apple in a different way, one of these different ways before? Do you always eat your apple just like this, just like that? Or do you ever slice it or eat little apple chips? Or have you tried an apple pie or sauce or juice? If you see one of these things here that you've never tried before, maybe when you get a chance, take that chance and try something new. Hello, my friends. Please join me in this little math activity. What we're going to do is we are going to see what number is on each of these trees. And then we're going to color each one of these circles for however many numbers is up here. and we're going to color them in apple colors. We're pretending that these circles are apples that have fallen from the tree. Let's begin by identifying what these numbers are right here. Do you recognize what these numbers are? Here we have 5, number 2, number 4, and number 3. Below each apple tree, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles. And over here, I have colored pencils. I decided to use colored pencils, but if you're doing this at home, you could choose to use crayons or markers. I am going to choose very first a red pencil. And we're going to start with number 5, tree. That means we're going to need to color how many apples? 5. You're right. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you can decide, if you're following along at home, if you want to color in the whole circle, if you want to make it really dark or light. But I'm just going to kind of tickle my paper here. I don't want to bump the camera. I noticed right there that I got a little bit outside the line, but that's okay, because this is my project, my activity. I could maybe do it a little bit slower, but where I'm doing it with you, I don't want to take too much time on this. So here we go. Okay, let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 little red apples below this number 5 tree. Now, I think I'll take some green. Apples come in many different colors, don't they? Really popular is red, and then green, and then even yellow. We'll do some yellow ones. Ooh, I have 2 different greens. Look at that. I could do dark green and light green. I think I will. All right, this next tree has the number 2 on it. So how many apples am I going to color in? You're right, 2 apples. Here we go. Let's count with me. Here's 1 apple and 2 apples. All right. Number 2, 2 apples. Let's try this dark green. What number is this? 4. You're right. So how many apples will we color below? We will color 4. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 4, 4 apples. And then let's do yellow apples. Here we have the number 3. 1, 2, and 3. 3 yellow apples that have fallen off the number 3 tree. Okay, let me show you something else. Here, this page is a little bit different. Do you notice a couple of things that are different? For one thing, these trees are a little bit darker than the other trees, which I think is kind of funny because when I made my copies, I really expected them to be the same. Can you see the difference? I don't know if the camera's picking it up. And we have different numbers and more apples. So let's talk about what numbers we have on this sheet. We have the number 8, the number 6, the number 9, and number 7. Let's start with 8. All right, now I don't want to hurry too fast because I don't do my best work. Sometimes I have to remind myself, slow down. Annette, you don't need to work so quickly. Do you ever have to remind yourself about that? All right, let's count and see how many apples I have so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, remember we're on number 8, so I need 6, number 7, and then 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 golden apples under the number 8 tree. Let's do the red on the number 6. Here we go. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 red apples under the number 6 tree. All right, let's see. How about the light green? Let's do the light green on the number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 light green apples under the number 9 tree. Let's count and just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Last, we will do the number 7. Here we have the 7. All right, count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're getting so good at counting. And 7. 7 dark green apples under the number 7 tree. Let's count them one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, good job. Thank you for helping me with this little fun math project. Way up high in the apple tree, 2 little apples smiled down at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came the apples. They were good. Okay, now you do it with me. Stand up where you are, really nice and tall. Here we go. Raise your arms up like this and make a tree. And then when we talk about the apples, we'll turn those branches into 2 little apples. Let's begin. Way up high in the apple tree, 2 little apples smiled down at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came the apples. They were good. Okay, now this time, let's do it, and you say it with me while we're doing the hand actions. All right, let's do it. Way up high in the apple tree, 2 little apples smiled down at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came the apples. They were good. Well done. I have had such a great day learning about apples with you today in class. As you go throughout your week, or maybe even to next week, if you have an opportunity to try an apple in a different way, make sure you take that opportunity. How can you know you don't like something if you don't try it? Just give it a try. And most of all, I want you to remember that you are special and there is no one in the world exactly like you. Until next time, bye-bye.